Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Bible Study Minute. Today we're taking a look at 1 Samuel chapters 13 and 14. And in these chapters, Saul has firmly established himself as king over Israel, but here we get a glimpse into his character and just some further insight into who he is as king over Israel. Now, during this time, he's doing a lot of battling against Israel's enemies, particularly the Philistines. And we see him making a lot of rash and hasty decisions, and these decisions have a negative effect on himself as well as others because he is impatient, lacking faith, and not seeking after the Lord. And this is in stark contrast to his son Jonathan, who we see in chapter 14, moving and acting in faith. So what do we see here? First, in chapter 13, we see him offering an illegal sacrifice to the Lord because he was impatient and didn't want to wait for Samuel to show up. Yes, Samuel was late, but instead of being patient and waiting, he does something hasty and offers a sacrifice he shouldn't have offered. As a result, Samuel tells him that he could have established himself and his family as king over Israel forever, but that's no longer the case, and God's going to give the kingdom and kingship to someone else. And then over in chapter 14, we see Saul making another hasty decision as they're attacking the Philistines because of the work of Jonathan and the faith that he had in attacking the Philistines. Now the Philistines are scattering and running away. Saul decides to chase after them, but in doing so, he makes another hasty decision, telling his army that they cannot eat until they're done chasing the Philistines. But his son Jonathan doesn't hear this. He eats some honey, and then when he finally, when he finally takes a moment to call on the Lord to see what he should do next, this is when he finds out that his son Jonathan has eaten, and then we see some other people in the army who are eating without draining blood and are breaking the commandments by doing so. And we see him willing to kill his son in haste because of this hasty vow that he had made. So what's our takeaway from this? Ultimately, it's that we see Saul as someone who is lacking faith, who makes decisions without seeking the Lord, and is just overall impatient. And for us, we need to be people who are the complete opposite of that. We need to be more patient, seek the Lord, walking in step with his will, because ultimately we can be like Saul and make hasty decisions, but then we have to know and realize that those decisions are going to have a negative and harmful effect on us and others because we are not walking in step with the Lord. Or we can just step back, seek the Lord, and then walk in obedience to his commands and his leading. So that's what I want to leave you with today as you take a look at this passage. And until next time, grace and peace.